We have seen Harry giving this interview to Good Morning America a couple of days ago. Now, here are a few things very, very interesting for you and I to understand here. Who controlled this interview? Who was the one behind all of these topics that will be discussed? Most of it, not all of it. Who was this individual? Well, that's what we want to talk about. This is exactly what we want to find out. But before we move on, just to remind you, most of my viewers are not subscribed. If you're one of them, consider subscribing. Let's talk about this particular topic. When Harry was talking to Good Morning America, two topics were banned from Harry. He could not talk about those two individuals. Number one, Prince William. He was instructed by Buckingham Palace not to talk, not to mention anything about Prince William. And the second topic that he was banned from talking during that interview was Princess of Wales, Catherine. This came from Buckingham Palace, and we know who was behind this. It was Prince William. He said to Harry and to GB America that you cannot discuss these two topics in that interview. Now, what makes things even more interesting is that we know that Meghan Markle was snubbed from the interview because we did not see Meghan Markle at all. Now, according to many people and YouTubers, they reported and said that, oh, Meghan was snubbed and this is what happened and that's about it. Nothing more to it. But now we have an insider information, a report as to why Meghan was snubbed. And the reason for that was because GB News, Good Morning America, they did not want to include Meghan Markle, and the Meghan Markle team coming from Harry becoming the mouthpiece for Meghan Markle. He said that Meghan Markle was in a Zoom call with the children, surrogate invisible children, Lily and Archie. Therefore, she could not come for the interview. But in all reality, we know, guys, GB, Good Morning America, they have snubbed. They did not want to have this woman coming in front of camera and talking all the lies, and at the same time not being able to, for GB News, ask Meghan Markle any tricky question. She did not want that, and GB News was like, okay, we do not want that either, and they parted ways. So basically it was a snub from GB, not Meghan Markle. She did want to be interviewed and be asked simple questions, but then GB News said, thanks, but no thanks. What makes it very, very interesting also is that the interview topic or the conversation was restricted, as I said, by none other than Prince William. Why would he do that? Well, it is because Harry was bent on trying to reconcile, as you can imagine right now, because he's a complete failure. He's trying to reconcile with his family members. Prince William, by restricting or by telling what Harry could say and what Harry could not say, this instruction again came to GB News from Buckingham Palace. He made it absolutely clear who is in charge, and that is Prince William. Number 4 is no clarification. So basically, when Harry was asked about this particular question, who called you regarding your father's illness, Harry could not clarify that. He was mumbling, he was stumbling, he did not know how to answer it. Sometimes he would say, well, I called. Sometimes he would say, they called. There was no clarification. All by looking at all the lies from Harry, it is safe to say that he was not called by King Charles. It was rather Harry who picked up the phone and called his father out of desperation that perhaps he's going to be missing a huge opportunity to have his father write him some money in his will and leave behind some inheritance. So Harry was probably thinking about, I need to go now. I need to call them now, because if I don't, it is going to be too late. And he took full advantage of his illness, of King Charles's illness. And obviously, in this kind of situation, you do not expect a father to ignore or to refuse his son's visit. So Harry, he knew it, that this is a weak moment for my father. Let me go get something from him. But looks like he did get nothing from King Charles. Now, I want to share a report with you, but I want to tell you one more thing. Harry wanted to control and change the narrative of his trip to London. So basically, when this interview was conducted, we know that by that time there was a lot of conversation, there were a lot of talks going on about Harry's motive. As I just mentioned to you, a few of them, and I said Harry wanted to be actually going to be able to go to UK to London and get something written by the king for his inheritance. Obviously, that did not happen. But at the same time, we have to also understand Harry knows all of these things, that we already know his motive, his intention. So the main purpose for Harry for this interview was really to have a complete control over the narrative, so that when we talk about Harry's trip to London to UK, we talk about a nice son visiting, a very kind and gentle son visiting his father. That's what he wanted to accomplish from this trip, or from this interview, I should say. Now, take a look at this one, because this is coming in the news only a few hours ago. King Charles will hate this. Um, and this is coming from Stephen Dixon, reacts to Harry's interview with Good Morning America. So if you take a look here, you are noticing something very, very interesting. Prince Harry has been scolded by GB News host Stephen Dixon, as the royal is believed to be discussing his meeting with King Charles on American television in a bombshell tell-all interview. In a teaser trail released by the broadcaster on X, the Duke of Nobody will join the breakfast chat show to detail, quote, his life with Meghan, how his father, King Charles, is doing, and his passion and supporting wounded warriors. So basically, in this interview, Dixon is blasting Harry, saying, how could you reveal what you talked about with your father when you visited him last time? So basically, that's the message he's sending, that the king is going to be absolutely furious, leave it with you. The Sussexes are currently in the firing line after rebranding their website from Actual to Sussex.com, hosting elaborate biographies about the couple and a royal crest. Harry and Meghan also broke cover in Canada following the rebrand, where the prince marked the countdown to next year's Invictus Games in British Columbia. We have seen recently that Meghan Markle was actually talking about why she had to launch this new website. Basically, Meghan Markle is now hitting back against those critics who said, you are just trying to make money using your title. I will share that news with you in the next video. But right now, Meghan Markle is taking the hit, and people can see right through it that she is a hypocrite. She's just trying to make some money, become known to more people about her brand using the royal titles, at the same time trashing them doing so. Thank you guys for joining this session. I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.